Welcome to Anti-Woke and Autistic. If before and after pictures of weight loss or some other physique or body transformation triggers you, offends you, rattles you, or shakes you up in some way, I'm going to be blunt here. You have a serious mental health issue. I don't mean serious in the sense that you're going to jump off the building because you saw a before and after picture, but you do have a significant mental health problem, and you're just weak. You're mentally weak, and you need to get that straightened out. You really do, really fast, because social media is always going to be around. Before and after pictures of weight loss, they're always going to be there. You can't make it go away. Aubrey Hoffer is a fat acceptance influencer on TikTok. This is what she says about that.
I generally don't condone people posting before and after photos, particularly before and after weight loss photos. I've talked about this on this platform before, and some people get very defensive. You can do whatever you want. I'm just explaining why I think it's problematic. Before and after photos, especially weight loss photos, are very prevalent on ED spaces on the internet. So people will look at these photos and be like, this is what I need to look like. This is what I need to do, which is quite damaging when you have an eating disorder.
Eating disorders, of course, are a real problem, but I think this woman here goes overboard when she says people should not post before and after pictures because they're triggering for people with EDs. They could also be inspiring to people who want to lose weight or to people who have eating disorders. Who is she to say that they can't be inspiring? Grown adults need to be accountable, they need to be responsible, they need to take the bull by the horns when it comes to their life and their situation, and they need to stop blaming somebody else's pictures on their Instagram account, somebody else's Instagram account, a stranger's Instagram or a stranger's TikTok. If they're posting before and after pictures, who cares? That's a stranger. It shouldn't be triggering to people with EDs. It shouldn't be. And if it is, you need to fix that. You need to resolve that problem. You need to find out. You need to investigate and deeply explore. You need to probe why before and after pictures or success stories of strangers is so troublesome. Even if they're a stranger, it's heartwarming to read success stories like that. I've read many stories of women and men who have lost a lot of weight. And it's heartwarming. It's refreshing. Who wants to keep reading about people being bombed and held hostage and all the bad things going on in this world? Then you come across some woman who's lost 135 pounds all on her own. You read about what led to the overweight. You read about all the problems it caused her or him if it's a man. You read about what they did to make changes. A lot of times they started out with small changes. Sometimes they just start out with replacing soda with water, and that's all they do. What does this woman have against people posting success stories? You can't go around policing the exhibition of somebody else's success. There's always somebody who's going to be triggered. In a free country, people have a right to post their success stories, which often include a before and after picture. Maybe sometimes it's a series of pictures by the month or every few months. And they shouldn't have to be concerned about who it might trigger. Well, might this trigger 15,000 young women? I mean, you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to be accountable for somebody else's feelings. That person needs to be accountable. You can't depend on strangers to carry you through life. You have to toughen up.
I also have yet to see the case of before and after photos where I didn't see an implicit narrative of I was worse before and I am better now. And I just think that that's a problematic message with weight loss. Like, if you are healthier, happier, better off now.
The only person who can make it seem like it's an implication that the before picture, that person felt less worthy, is the person being triggered by the picture. Nobody can make you feel that way except yourself. So if you're looking at a before and after picture and it makes you think that the subject of that transformation felt less worthy, less important when they were fatter than they eventually felt about themselves after they lost the weight, you're the one who's imagining that and conjuring that up. Unless it specifically says in that person's caption that they felt worthless. And every now and then, the story does say something like that. I'll admit it. Sometimes the success stories do say when they were fat, they didn't have high self esteem, they felt worthless. Yeah, it's true. But the before and after picture itself, with its caption, I've never seen one in which the caption for that picture, if there is a caption, actually mentioned anything about pre success or pre weight loss, low self esteem. And even if the story itself contains references to having low self esteem before the weight loss, so what? That's that person's story. It doesn't have to be your story. If they had poor self esteem before the weight loss, and then after the weight loss, they felt more confident, more self assured, more stable, better mental health, that's a success story. That's a story of hope, not despair. It's a story of hope, not despair. Why should you feel despondent over somebody else's success? You're the only one who can make you feel worthless because of your obesity. And if somebody's before and after picture is making you feel that way, it's on you. You can't blame a stranger's picture on how you feel about yourself. Think about how ridiculous that is that Aubrey Hoffer, and there's a lot of women who agree with her. They actually believe that there's this phenomenon of before and after pictures throttling the self esteem or self worth of an overweight person who's viewing that before and after, or maybe somebody who's underweight who's viewing that. If somebody's before and after picture or success story is making you feel worse about yourself, you have a very big mental health issue. You shouldn't go around blaming other people you don't even know and people who want to post their successful transformation are not obligated to wonder how many people they're going to trigger by posting their transformation images. They're not responsible for the feelings or self esteem of a total stranger.
I'm really happy for you, but I think it's important to acknowledge that those changes are probably a result of the behaviors you made rather than just the weight loss itself.
Who is she to tell total strangers all over the world what not to post on their Instagram or TikTok accounts? Who is she to do this, to police other people? Who is she to police other people and tell other people and instruct and order other people what to put on their social media accounts? This is unbelievable. If somebody is so mentally weak that their feelings of self worth go down the tubes because they saw a before and after picture, the problem is that person, not the person who posted the images. Furthermore, if you're triggered by before and after pictures, people who are triggered or troubled by before and after pictures, you shouldn't visit pages where there might be a before and after. If it bothers you so much, don't go there. If it's too hot in the kitchen, get out. If you can't handle the heat in the kitchen, get out. Get off of social media. Go out for a hike. Get in better shape. Learn to deadlift. Take up powerlifting. Take up martial arts instead of sitting on your can all day scrolling through social media. It's that simple.
I highly discourage people from posting before and after photos, whether it's in the domain of weight loss, weight gain, or if they're trying to make a statement about how their body did or didn't change in some way. When you post before and after pictures of weight loss, that can be incredibly troubling for people who suffer from eating disorders.
Notice anything interesting about that video that I just showed you? She's wearing different clothes. That's the same message, but taken on presumably a different day. And she just threw it up there. She posted it. She published it a repeat.
All around, it isn't a good look, so stop doing it.
Any given influencer on TikTok doesn't get to dictate to other people what to post or what not to post on their accounts. What's more important is that people find out why they are so weak minded. Seems to me that nearly every one of these weak minded people who get triggered by before and afters are women. I'm sure a small number are men, but it's only women who complain about this stuff. You know what the men do? If a man is skinny, nerdy looking, underweight, the 90-pound weakling type guy, or if he's plump and chubby or morbidly obese, I bet that nearly every single one of them, if they see a transformation before and after, whether it's a skinny, flabby guy who's now got muscle and meat on his bones and a six pack and is ripped, or if the before picture is a fat guy, a fat guy who's now a lot less fat, but he's also muscular. He's got meat, he's got muscle and even a six pack. Or another possibility is the before picture is a fat guy, and then the after picture, he has the same body type, basically the same shape. He's just a lot smaller. He's not more muscular or doesn't look like a fitness buff or anything. He's just no longer fat. So those are the three possibilities you usually see for men. And I bet all the guys out there who have not met their fitness and physique goals, when they see those transformations, they're like, great job, man. Man, you killed it. Wow, this guy, he's a hero. He's a hero. He killed it. This guy's great, man. I'm inspired. I bet you anything. That's what the men do. But the women, oh no, I'm triggered. Oh my God. The women have a breakdown. They melt down. They're triggered. Now some women aren't. Some are like, "Wow, this is great. You're a queen. You're a hero, man. How do you do it? What's your advice? Can you share some tips?" But that subgroup of women who are all triggered, you've got to replace the jelly in your spine with sturdier stuff. You can't go through life expecting other women to tiptoe on eggshells to protect your feelings. You have to toughen up. That's my message for today. Have a sensational day.